Right.
There we go.
Cool. So we are back after some technical difficulties. We've gone through character creation. Like I said, it was smooth, a lot of fun. I really like that's pretty good at getting people to feel connected, which is often a problem in role playing games. Is everyone makes an individual badass and they just don't stick together at all. So that was cool. And yeah, so we're gonna jump you kind of right into the action. Shades, you've heard that the Fractured Horizon are planning on stealing a artifact from a museum. Some ancient, powerful relic. You heard this. I probably heard this from a mixture of like prize intelligence gathering and Ceres or Cersei. How do you say it, Cersei?
Cersei.
Yeah, Cersei. I'm going to just be thinking of Lena Headey in Game of Thrones now. But Cersei told you about it, about its powers, and Pry told you that there's going to be a masked ball fundraiser tonight. No one knows why they keep doing masked ball fundraisers in this city filled with masked vigilantes and criminals. It never ends well, but people still do it. And you guys are all going to infiltrate this masked ball and hopefully prevent the Fractured Horizon from stealing this item, whatever it is. In fact, I think you know what it is. It's a statue of a dragon, like an old Chinese dragon kind of statue. Not the Fractured's normal stuff. They normally go for more like European and ancient, like Celtic kind of designed stuff. But this time they're going for something with a bit more Asian flavor. So you've all kind of got to. The idea is to infiltrate and watch for them to make their move, because they'll obviously be hidden. At least this is kind of what I think would be the idea. Infiltrate, watch them to make their move, and then prevent them, hopefully, from hurting any innocents and from taking the item.
Yeah.
So I'm curious as to how you would go about, like, would you go in costume and hide yourself? I know that wouldn't work for one of you.
I mean, like,
Yeah, I can get a tuxedo.
Or you could convince them that I was just an exceptional costume.
Oh my god.
So
I have disguise. I have false identity equipment. I can costume you to make it look like it's a costume.
Maybe I'm pretending
Stick
to
a
be
zipper on the
protester
back.
for the wilderness.
is there
Protect the trees.
like a garden or atrium connected to the museum?
That could be. Yeah, maybe there's a botanical gardens connected to the museum.
I think it'd work better if, like, I wait in the garden and, like, the infiltration team is there and I'm ready in case things go bad, because they almost always do.
You've slipped into the bowels of the museum through their botanical garden section, amongst all these kind of rare plants and stuff.
Yeah, I'm just in a big old bush. It's all over me, and I'm just trying to cover my eyes because I have, like, little white, tiny, bright eyes that kind of flare out.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting in there.
Side note: everybody has communicators.
Yeah.
So you can talk to each other.
Yeah. Everyone's. I mean, I kind of just imagine the communicator is like a special hacked smartphone, almost.
Yeah, it could be whatever, right? I could hack a smartphone. It could be like a Hello Kitty walkie-talkie. It could be literally anything.
Yeah. You've customized them for the individual members. So Vectors has a big V on it. Shades is like, got My Chemical Romance playlists.
I've got a
Whatever.
case
Yeah,
around
for
mine
sure.
So it doesn't get wet.
And what would Vector, Shades, and Pry, what would their infiltration technique be? Would they be in disguise? Would they be like waiting in the shadows? Well, how would they go about it? Would they be dressed as like a server?
Go first.
Okay. I have body transmutation, so I would definitely just like change my entire appearance and go as a guest. So I would go the full like penguin suit, full mask, and I would look completely different. Maybe like even like a change of like gender, and just infiltrate that way.
Yeah, so you've gone full disguise self spell.
Yeah.
Nice.
If that's the case, I'm going to be disguising myself as part of the party populace as well.
Server or guest?
I'm gonna go server, so I have more access to back rooms.
Cool. So maybe you're like the one of the people holding the trays is kind of what you were going to go for.
Yeah, somebody who can move around with less notice, without less ire.
Cool. And how would Vector? What would Vector's Vector be?
I guess Victor tried to disguise and be like all guests. I think he just searched in Quantum Flux's dressing room, as he lives in an old mansion with a great library and everything, and he picks up his clothes from the old dressing room, which is like which contains like really old-fashioned
like coattails
suits.
and
Yeah, exactly, and
waistcoats.
great hats and
it's all a little bit too big for him.
yeah,
Like it doesn't fit quite right.
yeah, and with and nothing seems to go with the other things, like
Cool, I like it. Cool. So that's
and with a mask, of course.
most things in Hackatron City, most buildings tend to be quite impressive and large because this is a big important city. Think like I'm kind of thinking architecture wise, like a mixture of like it's the scale of Metropolis, but the old kind of classic buildings of Gotham in places. Not like the intimidation factor of Gotham, the tight like nastiness, but like
Regal gilded, right?
Yeah, stone buildings, archways, that kind of thing. Like
Less gothic, more gilding.
Yeah. So it's a big museum like that. The botanical gardens are like built onto the kind of back of it. This big greenhouse, and you've all kind of approached from different places. I think Shades and Vector are going together. Shades, perhaps you're like Vector's mother in this situation because Vector's a bit young, to the party by himself, and you've changed to look older. Evergreen's already like hiding in the botanical gardens, a snail crawling across his back. And Pry, you're around. You're going to enter with the servers. As you're about to enter, your communicator begins to buzz. Like, or it probably doesn't buzz, but it probably has like a connection
Beep,
to your.
beep, 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 beep.
But like probably, I'm thinking like solid snake technology where it's connected to the bones in your ear, so only you hear it.
Yeah, it's like it resonates in your skull, and then that's how it picks up the sound. I feel it.
So yours starts going off.
Who, sorry?
Prize.
And we're assuming that we can communicate without being seen communicating, right?
You're not like you're not with the servers yet. You are on your way to the back entrance to go in.
Oh, okay. So I pick up the call. I say, talk to me. You know who?
Pry, this is Oculus. You
keep going. Yeah.
Keep going. Bloody. Listen, I need you to go to the nightclub 2 blocks down from your current location. Prometheus is going to be there, and he's bringing intel on an upcoming threat. At least that's what we've gotten from our sources. I need you to sneak inside and get a look at what the briefcase he's carrying. It's supposed to have sensitive information in it. Be careful.
Okay.
Prometheus is far out of your league. I wouldn't send you if I wasn't busy.
Okay. I have an ability called Been Reading the Files. You've learned about the superhuman world through your mentor's resources. When you first encounter an important superhero phenomenon, roll plus superior. On a hit, tell the team one important detail I've learned. Oh, is this only for team stuff? On a 10 plus, ask the...
You could do this yourself. Like, you can roll this for yourself.
If I get... Yeah, and then I could just call in them later as a resource for my
this is just knowledge
activities.
You have, so yeah.
Okay, so I will be doing this then. Rolling plus superior. Where's my game sheet?
Oh yeah, full hit. Oh, you're so superior.
I love the little animation.
Yeah, it's super
So on a
cute.
10 plus, ask the GM a following question. They will answer honestly. On a miss, the situation will be outside of So what should I be on the lookout for? Or who is Prometheus? And how can I be
Who is Prometheus?
on the lookout for it? Yeah,
Oh, my cam's gone? Who's my cam gone for?
Yeah.
Is it for everyone?
everybody.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It's still on for my screen.
I still have it.
Oh,
I have your voice too.
That's weird. We'll give it a... Can Shades hear me? Well, now I can't hear Shades.
Shade, you're muted.
Yes.
You're muted.
Yes.
Cool. We'll see if it comes back in a minute. If not, I'll start playing with it and hope it doesn't just destroy the world.
Came back.
Oh, there it goes.
Yay! Magic. Okay. Prometheus is the son of Dr. Humanity. Dr. Humanity was a Lex Luthor-style supervillain in the Silver Age. Very anti-powerful superhero. He eventually died in a climatic clash. He was a very, think Lex Luthor when Lex Luthor was the mad scientist.
Yeah.
His son, whose name is Adrian, I've got his name, proper name here, where is it? Adrian White is a very well-regarded public figure. He's extremely handsome and attractive. He starred in movies, but he's mostly known as being an incredible philanthropist and genius. He's made several important advancements in technology. Gives lots of money away. His father he uses his father kind of as this sob story. My father was this terrible tyrant, but I'm hoping to make up for it. He's very new generation that way. But amongst the more in the know superhero communities, the old school, they think he's Prometheus, a underground supervillain who pushes a lot of the strings. He's normally the plotter, the mastermind behind things, and he's known to be very dangerous.
All right. I take something going forward if my mentor gives me. Oh, I don't have any powers for that. Okay, well I just do what he says then.
Yeah. And did you have a follow-up question?
I think I only get one. I ask a question about if Oculus was being vague or something for some reason, I would have just read into it and been like, oh, okay, now I have the info I need.
Yeah.
Because I was reading his files at some point, or I was Googling him. I don't know.
So it's to give you kind of extra information. Okay, well, I'll give you a little extra information then, because this is a move and you got a big hit. You know that that Adrian keeps 2 bodyguards with him at all times. One of them is mundane. She's not got any powers. She's the younger of the 2. But the other one, the older woman, she is believed to be a cyborg, and quite that's his muscle. You also know that Adrian will absolutely play the victim if a hero works against him. He's very good with media control.
Okay. So I assess these. I take this into assessment, and then I move towards this nightclub, and I want to sleuth it out for a sec, see if I can get in, and get close to the information that I need without having to deal with anyone.
Okay. Do you tell your team you're kind of going off target?
I will just say that something came up. ETA 30 minutes plus.
Does he get a response?
To the team, yeah. So I say issues come up. ETA 30 minutes plus. A smiley face, kissy face, winky kissy face.
This is major priority.
And then I'll just be like, I got my priorities straight. Don't worry. Don't worry, cutie. QT. Doop doop. With a heart.
Cool. Shade will remember this.
Yeah.
Shade and Vector, you're at the entrance to this establishment, and yeah, they're letting people in. They're looking at invites. Probably got you some invites before you came along, and they come to you guys. They take your invites. They look up. They look Vector up and down. They look back down. They look Vector up and down. He leans over and begins whispering to the other bouncer.
Is there something wrong?
He looks a little... It says here he's 18, but... Does he have ID on him?
Only ID. I'm accompanying him. He hasn't had his growth spurt. Sure, you're not going to let his height dictate if he can be let in. I am his guardian, his mother.
Even with a guardian, you need to be over the age of 18. Alcohol will be being served at this event, and it's a... You can see that he's
I have
awkward.
access. Oh, sorry.
You can see he's a little awkward. Like, oh god, I'm having to tell somebody no, who looks kind of important.
Well, if I show you my ID, you know who I am, you'll know my face. It's a masked ball, so don't have to know it.
Do you know who I am?
Oh, man.
What would it say on your invite?
It's probably completely forged, so it could say anything.
Yeah. Philandria.
Philandria, Miss Philandria.
Yes, of the Philandria Foundation. Key philanthropist in the city.
If somebody's texting me, I could probably make something up right now. Just
do you reckon
right?
you're maybe trying to... Could we call this maybe provoking? Like you're trying to provoke a certain response?
Yeah, I'm shit at that, but yeah.
So provoking, I think, is superior.
Yeah. Wrong. Oh shit.
Let's see what. You got.
Side note, we require one team in our team pool.
Yes, you do. Absolutely right. So I put your team pool up in the top corner here, and here's my little team icon. Boop. So you got one net team point in. We must be firing, man.
I would have said that I would roll it now, but you can keep it out. But I would have said that I was probably engaging, trying to impress, surprise, or threaten. But it's too late now.
Yeah. Engaging? Is that? Bum bum bum. Basic moves. All getting used to it. Oh, directly engaging a threat.
Like the last one, surprise. Oh, threaten.
I don't think this was a threat.
Mm.
It was an obstacle, but it wasn't a direct threat. I think engaging is purely
Combat oriented.
combat. I think it's always been said to me as in a combat way when I read this text today. I might be wrong, but we don't know. But that's fine. You got a 6, so they go. What was the name? Sorry again.
Philandria.
Philandria. Oh my goodness! No, please come inside. We didn't realize. Please step aside. And everyone they get out of the way and they let you both pass.
Thank you.
All right, so you move inside. Evergreen continues to stew in a swamp. Somewhere inside. There's like a little snail on your shoulder. You've probably got your little phone out, in your giant hands. You're in this. There's a big wide part of the museum that's been turned into a ballroom. There's a couple of exhibits around. You can see there's kind of a raised stage with some exhibits on it. And one of those exhibits you can see is this dragon. But you're in this big room filled with the wealthy and the rich of Hakarakon City.
It's getting worse.
Bless you.
Thank you. Yeah. And yeah, a couple of glances come your way.
I just kind of smile and put my hand on my boy, and I just kind of go, "This way, Legionord."
And I'm just following, upping up my pants all the time,
You didn't put a belt on before you came.
I'm being hawk-eyed, and I'm looking out for my sister or my brother.
Cool. Is that a move you have, or is this the regular one, the assess a situation?
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, you or Vector could do it, and the other one could help that one.
Yeah, I'll try to assess the situation too.
I think only one of you should get to assess. Whoever has the better superior.
I guess it's you.
No, he has a
-1.
-1, so must be
Mine
better.
is 0.
So that's slightly better.
Yeah, straight.
It's not good, but it's not bad either.
It takes time.
Let's see how it goes. Dum 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 da dum da.
Did you click twice? Because it asks you a second thing as well.
Oh, here it goes.
8.
Yay!
Yay!
It's
Cool. So, and I have all the moves on handouts, by the way, if you want to look them up. So, you were attempting to assess the situation. You get to ask me one.
Okay, so
What here can I use to blank? What here's the biggest threat?
what here is the biggest threat? Like, do I see some suspicious people?
Yeah. So I think the biggest threat is obviously going to be the horizon, the fractured horizon. And looking around, you've been given. I'm guessing you've got a description, or maybe you've even faced Shade's brother before. You can see Shade's brother. He's wearing like a black mask. What does your brother look like, Shade?
I'd say that he's very much the whole kind of like blonde hair, blue eyes, very Aryan.
Yeah. So he stands out a little bit. Like he's not done a good job hiding his like good-looking Aryan looks. Like he's got the blonde hair out as it always is. He's wearing a little domino mask. He's got that jawline. You recognize him standing with a couple of toadies. Like you can tell they came together, kind of thing. Possibly even cultists. And yeah, you spot them. You spot them on your look round. What did you say your name was when you came in again? Sorry, Shade?
Philandria.
Philandria, what a great name. So someone taps you on the shoulder, Shade. Like, tap, tap.
Yes.
A small, a kind of short, middle-aged woman kind of looks up and you goes, I'm sorry, did you say at the door you're Miss Philandria? Of the Philandria Foundation?
Yes, I said something to that regard.
That's very interesting. I'm Miss Philandria of the Philandria Foundation.
Ooh.
Gent Skellington / Pry. Yeah, you reach the nightclub. You're kind of sleuthing about. You arrive in time to see Adrian White arrive. He arrives in his own like made supercar, but it's like a hybrid supercar. Like it runs on a mixture of solar energy and biogas.
Yeah, one of these guys.
But it looks like a Lamborghini, and it like pulls up like
Probably runs like one too.
Yeah. Pulls up under like lighting kind of going, and the doors come up, and you get a good look at. You've seen Adrian White before, like on television, like making speeches and stuff. He gets out. He's got like, he's tall, wearing like a kind of a suit, but like the top button's undone and there's no tie. He's very like classically handsome, but he's got like an undercut going all the way around, and like his hair smoothed back and like electric blue. And he's got a little bit of like styled facial hair as well. And he gets out and all these cameras start clicking and clacking away. And a few girls like scream nearby. And at the same time, just behind him with less fanfare, two women get out. One's, she looks somewhere between 16 and 19. She's very dark skinned, has her hair like done in braids. And she's quite short. And she gets out and kind of glares around at the crowd. And at the same time, like an older, but very, not older, but like older than her, like early 30s kind of woman comes out. Very tall, maybe about just about 6 foot tall, so quite tall for a woman, and wearing heels.
Much taller than me.
Yeah, and made even taller by a set of high heels in a very like traditional business suit, like a woman's business suit, so like pencil skirt and blouse, while the other girls came out in a kind of leather trouser, like a leather jacket and jeans, and they both kind of flank him as he makes his way into the club.
Assess the situation.
Okay.
What do I roll for?
That would be superior. And by the way, when you get a fail in this system, that's when you mark experience. So Shade got an experience, or marked a potential even. Wow, full hit. Cool. You get to ask me, I think it's 3 questions.
I don't have that sheet up. So.
That is fine. I've got it in the handouts. So it is ask 2, sorry.
Assess.
What here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? Yeah.
And then what am I looking for specifically? He has information or something?
Yeah, you can see the briefcase in
and that's what I'm trying to get?
The dark-skinned girl's hand, kind of carrying it. And you understand that he's that there's something in there that Oculus is interested in.
Okay. What here can I use to get the briefcase, and how can I make this end quickly?
There are private VIP rooms here that are considered quite secure. If he's going to be clubbing, then if you can get him into one of those private VIP rooms, then he might leave it there. How could you make it end quickly? You could convince him to go dancing or something once he's up in the private rooms.
Okay.
You could use the private rooms as a place for him to stash his stuff, and then to make it end quickly, get him out of the private room once you've done.
All right, I'm going to up my sex appeal real quick, and then go try to seduce this guy into dancing with me.
Okay. How old is Pry again?
She's like high schooler, probably. I'm assuming this is generally the age of the
like
characters, like 16, 17.
Okay. Luckily, he's not. Well, actually, I imagine him being 30s, but he's a villain, so.
Yeah, he's already got these attractive women. Why couldn't he add a little Asian girl? That's
I
also
know it would kind of complete like the fetish
right?
Circle he's trying to create. All right, so are you going to approach him? Like, how are you going to do that? Because he's got his 2 bodyguards beside him, and he's got a lot of people already clamoring around.
Am I fairly certain that I can like catch his attention?
You'd have to do something to catch his attention.
So I have 1 ongoing from that.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I have to go. Can I take like a 15-minute break?
That's fine.
Switch scene real quick.
We'll go to the other guys. So
Sorry
we see
about
you
this.
like push up your bra and get ready to.
Yeah, I don't know, go behind somewhere and like walk out in a sequin dress somehow. You know what I mean? Like it's Batman-y weird. Like what the fuck? Why were you carrying that? But yeah,
just underneath my costume. Cool.
Yeah. So I'll be right back. And I'm attempting to seduce this guy.
Cool. We'll figure out you do that when you get there. Maybe it's provoke. I don't know. So Evergreen hiding in the marshes. You see, like there's a kind of a wee, like flash of, well, not a flash, like there's shadows everywhere being cut in half by the moonlight. Right, so like there's all these deep shadows.
Is it like a lit up garden, or is it more? Of
It normally would be, but because it's not open at the moment, the lights are all off. So the lights coming in through the big like greenhouse windows and being cut in half by the trees and the bushes. And you see there's this big shadow from a tree, and as you're kind of watching, keeping an eye out, a woman walks out of the shadow. Like it's just like light on either side. There's no way for her to get in, but she just walks out of the shadow like it materializes, holding 2 guys like hands on their shoulder. These 2 guys are like wearing they're like dressed all in black, and they've got see the Fractured Horizon. Do they use modern weapons, or are they totally old school?
I'd say it's a mixture of both, really.
Yeah.
Like
so they
ceremonial daggers and stuff.
Yeah. So they've got like long ceremonial daggers at their side. They're wearing like old-fashioned ninja-esque clothes, but like European ninja-esque, like maybe a bit Assassin's Creedy. But they've got submachine guns in their hands, and she like
And
yeah go.
they like walk out of the shadows, and they're just like completely armed and just ready to walk towards the museum.
Yeah, they just appear out of the shadows, and they begin and like you see the woman who kind of brought them through. She's like early 20s, pretty but has a severe face, and she starts like directing them, like you know move up and like but take your time sort of thing, and they begin to like slink forwards.
Okay. Evergreen probably, when he sees that, he like double takes, and then he looks to like a flower on his shoulder, and he's just like, "Did you see that?"
Sure did, buddy.
He nods, and he like pulls the communicator. It's like covered in like slime out of his like chest, and he like wipes it a little bit, and it still like sounds like it's a little bit underwater, and he sees like enemies outside.
They're inside. They're in the botanical gardens, which connects to the main building. There's a door between the two, but they are kind of in the perimeter.
Yeah, so switch to outside to enemies in the garden. Walked out of the shadows. Guns.
And Shade, you know that your sister can walk through shadows. If that's kind of okay. I'm getting a shadow motif in your family.
Oh, you're muted.
Yes, definitely a darkness motif going on. Like this woman is talking to me, and I had a whole thing of just like lying to her. But now that like this information has come, I've just like zoned in on something else.
Yeah, you get the like it just goes in your head like as it's vibrating bones. But there's this woman. They're like, I am Philandry of the Philandry Foundation. So, who are you, and why are you getting to use my name?
I kind of look around, realizing that we're probably covered around enemies, and I go, my apologies. You see, I got these invitations for a friend. I'm actually a news blogger. This is actually my brother. We were trying to cover this night's entertainment. I'm sorry.
Her face sours when you say blogger.
We wanted to highlight the good that this venue can do, and how it's beneficial in revitalizing the cultural heritage of our neighborhood.
Your new media?
Well, as new media as I can be, I strive for truth just like the old ways.
It's because of new media that my newspaper has been going down the tubes in the last couple of years. Simpler back when it was papers, real solid papers you could hold in your hands and you could hold accountable for what they said.
Well, just like books, the method isn't really the point, it's the message they bring across.
Give me one good reason why I shouldn't have you thrown out of here.
Well, as you don't like the new media, but you are a good person, are you not? You've strived to do good, and I'm trying to follow in those old newspapers' footsteps on my own. My methods might be different, but the reason is the same. Truth and honesty and bringing stuff to the populace.
It's kind of weird. I'm looking at the rules. There isn't like the actual like persuade someone with best, like the actual persuade move is an adult move you have to take. Like you're not you don't have the option to there's no move to be smooth and persuading when you're just an angry teenager.
So that's why I think directly engage the threat is more of like ambiguous in that way. Like you're engaging the threat of the adult imposing on you.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
it is
but,
a threat to us because it's changing our way of life.
I mean, I suppose, but it's also using your dangerousness in a like.
Yeah.
I don't see how that. I don't know. I didn't read anywhere. Everywhere I read in the book, it wasn't suggested. It didn't sound like it was. It was ever supposed to be used in a social thing. 'Cause I read over the museum. It was pretty strongly like. Well, let's have a quick look. We're learning the system.
I just think like the way damage works in this isn't like you get killed. It's like
No, that's true.
you
It's,
take
it's emotional conditions as opposed to getting hurt. Let's have a look
So,
here.
like,
Let's have directly engaging the threat.
blows could be like disheartening you, making you angry, making you afraid.
Yeah. Okay. So, using moves in play, basic moves, directly engaging a threat. This move is for straightforward duking it out with someone, a monster, a villain, whatever. If you're playing a bit of rope to dope, hoping to tire me, that's not directly engaging a threat. It isn't triggered. If you're up against someone or something that isn't as dangerous as you, then they're not a threat.
That's specifically against what I was saying. So
Yeah.
I'm wrong. Sorry.
I think it is. I think it's just. Yeah, I think the idea is, but yeah, there isn't really. It's not really that worded that way. No, it's definitely around deadly aggression, which is funny. But you made a good point there in character, so I'm actually just going to give it to you on the grounds of what you said made sense to her.
Okay.
Maybe it would be more in the future. You've got to try and pierce their mask to see what you can say to manipulate them. That might be it, because that's using your mundane, your ability to people
gain influence over someone and things like that.
Yeah, that would be how I think it would be piercing your mask.
Yeah.
Would we like to maybe try that? Would we maybe want to try?
Yeah.
I'll double check that. Let's have a look at piercing the mask. You pierce someone's mask, see a person beneath, and that can be like in this case, her mask was the snooty old lady. Ask 3, what are you really planning? What do you want me to do? What do you intend to do? How could I get your character to... And how could I gain influence over you? So yeah, I suppose you could do that, and you could find out how to appeal to their nature. Might make sense. But I think, to be honest, like RP-wise, you hit that well enough on the head that I think she's like, I suppose you're right. You're just trying to cover a good event, and you are. So I won't have you thrown out. Quite yet.
Thank you. Once I've done all the rounds and I've got a look around, if you'd be happy for you, I'd love to get a statement from you.
Yes, maybe. I don't normally talk to the press, let alone a blogger.
Have a good night.
Me too. And she like shuffles away. Evergreen, from where you are, you can see that they've been picking the lock on the door between the botanical gardens and the main, like the museum proper, and they've just cracked the lock.
And okay, as that happens, let's see. I haven't really gotten information on like who these people are. So I really just like, should I attack? They're getting in.
There are some of them inside too. I saw them. This old sassy bitch didn't let me time to say this. But they are inside too, so we should react quickly. Like, we should do something in order to evacuate the civilians. We don't want to hurt anyone.
E.g., be careful.
Okay. And he like stands up, and like the brush kind of goes with him, and he tries to, as fast as he can, like just come up behind these people just to get their attention from a little infiltration deal.
Does he just want to get their attention? Or are you like gonna smash into them from behind, or do you want to be like, hey?
I have one that says, would it be the monster? I said, when you frighten, intimidate, or cow others with your monstrous form, I can roll plus freak. And on a hit, they're thrown off and make themselves vulnerable to me, or they flee. On a 10 plus, I can choose to frighten them or frighten other people around me that I couldn't have. There's bad things that could happen if I just try to run up and scare these people off.
Okay, so you want to come up behind them, raise large, and say, yeah. So you slip up behind them, you tower up, and what do you say?
I think with like I kind of like it looks like I emerge and like stuff follows after me, the plants, and as I get behind them, I raise over them, and like the shadow from the moon like there's a shadow from them, and the moon disappears, and all they see is like the little starlight twinkle white eyes that I have.
Yeah.
And I say, I am the guardian of this garden.
Yeah. As you like raise up, like one of them had turned around, seeing the shadow, and goes, like pulls out his dagger.
You want me to roll it now?
Yes, and I think you should roll it now.
All right. Let's see if I put it in right. Here we go.
Nice.
Oh, situational bonus penalty? No.
I don't think so.
There we go. Okay.
What did you get?
Yeah.
I got a 12, full hit.
You got a full hit, and this was Be the Monster.
Yeah. So, yeah. On a 10 plus, I can choose one of these things. And one of the things I can choose is I frighten others I did not intend to scare, I hurt someone, or break something I shouldn't have. I feel like a monster afterward, mark a condition. I had to choose one of those things to happen, but I do scare them off or scare them into doing something.
Cool.
I believe. Yeah, so I think I'm going to take...
You hurt someone or break something you shouldn't have. You feel more like a monster afterwards. Mark a condition. Which one do you want to pick?
I feel like just probably the last one.
You feel more like a monster?
Yeah, because like just their reaction to me just walking up and speaking words, like they might be intimidating words, but they were just scared of me, and I'm like, this is what I am.
You create more of like that sense of, you're using your monstrousness, which makes you feel more like one. I think that makes you feel guilty.
Okay.
I think you feel guilty for abusing your power in this way.
That makes sense, yeah.
So they frighten and intimidate or cow them with your monstrous form. They look up at you. They're in your shadow. The girl looks around. They look up at you, and you go, and she grabs the two guys' shoulders and just disappears. Like, like it's not quite Nightcrawler Bamf. It's just like they fade out. Basically, they transition.
Yeah, and you see, like, I think, like, if we're switching away from me, what you see is me lean down very slowly. You hear me creaking with the tree parts, and then I grab the little doorknob and just close it.
Yeah, nice. So, back at the party, you're trying to get the attention of Adrian White, like the tall, extra sexy version of Adam Cobalt. What do you do?
So I've somehow magically gotten into a much sexier outfit, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Sequins and maybe some heels or something that I nicked off somebody or like just found. I like put it together, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not only am I Batman, I'm also a lady, so I can do everything Batman does in heels. So, I am going to try to seduce him onto the to get close to him, use it, and then try to enact my plan to get him alone and steal his briefcase.
Nice. So, what move would you like to do to use that?
Sorry, I apologize. I don't mean to interrupt, but I have when I mark a condition, I add +1 forward to the person I blame for it.
So yourself?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I mean,
how I would
take away a roll that you did. That'd be like an RP thing.
It's one of my moves that I take, so I can blame a person for that. I can just do that after. I just wanted to mention that's a thing.
Think about who you might blame for that. Who made you do that? That's fine. No, it's good to do stuff. So do you have a playbook skill you want to use, or is there maybe one of the basic moves you think would work for maybe provoking somebody?
I am mindful of my surroundings, so when I assess a situation before entering into a fight, I may ask an additional question, even if I miss. So I'm just going to assess the situation and ask a bunch of questions.
Okay.
Again, probably, since the situation has changed, if this is all right with you.
Yeah, you're all about rolling sharp in every game we play.
I love manipulating the surroundings. So,
Go for
yeah.
it.
Is that with superior again?
Yeah,
Yeah, it is. Sorry, I see it right there.
that's your thing. Full hit. No one gets any XP today.
We already got a free level up, so
That's true.
I'm cool with this. Let me scroll up to my questions again.
This is just assess the situation questions.
Yeah, same ones, and then I'll be able to ask 3 now.
Cool.
Right.
What here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat to me? What here is in the greatest danger? What here is most vulnerable to me? How could I best end this quickly?
So, what here can I use to seduce White better? What is the greatest danger, and how can I do this quickly?
Okay. The greatest danger is it's the dark-skinned girl with me. I really need to give these two names. Like, I had them pictured in my head. I didn't think when I made a picture of them, I never.
One of
named
them's
them.
mundane, and one of them's the woman's mundane, right? And then the man, there's a cyborg, potentially man.
No, she's
Is
female.
this who we're talking about?
They're both.
Oh,
female.
they're both female.
Yeah.
Okay, so these were the women exiting the car with him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the woman. I mean, I guess you don't know their names yet, so we can just go with it that way. Or you would because you've researched them.
I've been reading up on them. Yeah.
What's a good? The woman's name is African. The black woman's name is an African name, and the I think the other woman, she's basically my mercy allegory. So I'll call her. What's another word for mercy?
Peace.
Peace. She's peace. Really tempted to call the other woman just war now, but I'm not going to.
You can call her Guerra. That's
Guerra.
Spanish.
Okay, let's call her Guerra.
Arjana. It's African name.
What was that, sorry?
Arjana.
Arjana. Cool, yeah.
There we go. Thank you.
The woman in the kind of pins the skirt and the suit is Peace. The younger woman with the kind of scowl and the leather is Andrea.
Can I assess which of them is which? Since I know that one of them may be a cyborg and one of them is possibly mundane, can I attempt to?
Yeah, Peace is the
like
cyborg.
I don't want to.
Like you've got that from your files. Andrea is mundane, but you know she's actually very dangerous as well. She was a child soldier before Andre recruited her, and she's got a temper. But as for your questions, what were the two questions again? Sorry, they were how to get him to do what he wanted. Seducing is not the actually the best route. People try and seduce him all the time. He's super rich and handsome. The best route would actually be to challenge him intellectually. Would be to convince him you're smart, and put forward something that would catch his interest that way. The best way to do it quickly would be to do it and then make it seem like you're confident he can't figure it out, make it a smirking challenge. Then he has to rise to it. And the last one is who is the biggest threat?
It was what was a threat, and what here can I use to get what I want faster?
What here
is basically the two.
Yeah. So the way to do it faster would be to make it kind of a challenge. Appear intellectual to him would get his attention better. Making it a challenge.
And then is there anything here that will be useful in that for me?
Just your brain.
Just my brain? Just my noggin?
Just your noggin. And the greatest threat is physically.
His bodyguards.
It's his bodyguards, probably Andrea, because she's a less controlled person. So she might just go off.
Alright. I want to come up to him and press him on some political matter that he's been outspoken of recently, and just completely contradict him.
Oh yeah,
and bring up all the
super outspoken about how, like his father, he believes that meta-humans are holding back humanity, and believes that people need to stop relying so much on Come on, internet. bum, 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 bum.
I look like I'm being scolded currently. Oh,
Yeah, sorry.
There it is.
The internet briefly decided to turn off.
now there's two of you. I like seeing the still face of you looking sternly at me, and then now you're smiling and just giggling underneath. It's the two sides